Methany White. I told you, last night's post-game reaction, all about the players. AB, Kelsey, CeCe, Monique Billings, giving credit to Raven Johnson. Today, the focus is on Arms Crossed McGee. Twitch Richardson is what we're calling her around here. Stephanie White.
Imagine owning a Formula One race car and then using it to make pizza deliveries. That's beginning to resemble the Indiana Fever situation with Caitlin Clark. The team acquired the biggest star women's basketball has produced in years, yet fans keep leaving games with the same question. How can an offense centered around a generational talent look this confusing? As frustration with Stephanie White continues to grow, many are starting to ask whether this coaching experiment was flawed from the start.
Look at some fallout, some reaction to last night's game, the loss against the Valkyries, where we saw one player on the team really and truly stand up and rise above everybody else that was playing last night, and that's Raven Johnson. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat, and I probably did not make it clear enough last night. For the second time this year, Stephanie White let somebody else shoot the final shot.
Before we continue, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe because you definitely won't want to miss what's coming next. Few expected the Indiana Fever's biggest controversy to center around the coach brought in to maximize the potential of the most electrifying young star women's basketball has seen in years. When Stephanie White made her return to Indiana, many viewed the decision as the final piece needed to complete the puzzle.
But, yeah, it's a... The one thing I will have to say is, look, I'm gonna be very real here. This was a game that kind of showed what we're going to see for the rest of the season. Like, this is a game, like, this is one of those games, and there was plenty of them last year as well. There was plenty of them last year where Steph White...
The Fever already possessed Caitlin Clark. They already had a talented roster. They already had momentum on their side, and now they were adding a seasoned coach who was expected to transform promise into success. Yet instead, an increasing number of fans started raising a difficult question.
Can I be honest with y'all about something real quick? And understand right now, if we had won last night in Golden State, I would feel the same way. If we had won every single game this season, I would still feel the same way. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing. I followed Clark from college to the WNBA to watch her play her game. All right? I'm not saying she got to take 20, 30 shots a game because we know she passed.
What happens when a coach takes control of a Ferrari but spends the entire season driving it like a family van? That question only grew louder after yet another disappointing performance, one in which Indiana's offense appeared out of sync, struggled to find any clear direction, and once again left fans wondering why one of basketball's most explosive offensive talents seemed trapped within her own team's system for long stretches of the game.
About as rough a showing as you'll see from Caitlin Clark. Got to give the Valkyries credit for that in a lot of ways. The Fever offense as a whole wasn't the offense that you're used to seeing. A lot of that due to the length, the athleticism, the tenacity, the physicality of Golden State. The Fever, Clark were able to fight through that in the last game. Obviously, all the ish talking with Tiffany Hayes and 22 points and 9 assists, I think it was, last game around. But in this one, Clark never really got going, never really took control of the...
The frustration goes beyond the scoreboard. Every team experiences losses, and every coach has moments they would like to have back. What has increasingly frustrated Fever fans is the sense that the same issues continue to surface game after game with little evidence of meaningful change. For months, supporters have watched Caitlin Clark do what elite players always do. She generates offense out of difficult situations. She turns broken possessions into scoring chances. She forces defenses to stretch beyond their limits. She delivers passes few players would even attempt and makes challenging shots seem effortless. What stands out is that some of Indiana's most effective stretches often come when Clark is simply reacting naturally rather than operating within a highly structured offensive system. Whenever she finds her rhythm, the entire offense seems to come alive. Ball movement becomes quicker. defenses become unsettled. Teammates find cleaner looks. The floor suddenly feels much more open. Yet just as momentum builds, the Fever often appears to move away from the very actions that spark that success. It's like owning the fastest race car on the track and deciding to spend half the race cruising in the slow lane because everyone already knows you're fast. That comparison has become central to the criticism aimed at Stephanie White. Many fans believe Indiana has a tendency to make simple situations unnecessarily complicated. When you have one of basketball's premier pick-and-roll creators, conventional thinking suggests building your offense around that strength until opponents prove they can stop it. Instead, critics argue that the Fever too often move away from their most productive actions in favor of experimental offensive sets that lead to inconsistent results.
Isn't going to adapt at all if it's not working. So the Indiana Fever have not switched everything all year. They have not switched everything all year, and they went out and switched everything for 40 minutes. They switched everything in for 40 minutes.
One of the most frequently cited examples is the connection between Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston. On paper, it should be one of the most difficult duos in basketball to defend. Clark's deep shooting range pulls defenders far from the rim, while Boston's presence inside puts constant pressure on opposing defenses. Together, they have all the ingredients to create efficient offense on a consistent basis. And whenever Indiana fully leans into that partnership, the results often speak for themselves. Yet there have been plenty of games where fans are left asking the same question: why did one of the team's most effective combinations vanish for extended stretches? That frustration grows because every successful possession serves as a reminder of what the offense could look like if the Fever consistently played to their strengths. Basketball has always been a simple game at its core, even when people try to make it more complicated. The greatest coaches understood a basic principle: when you have an advantage, you keep attacking it until the opponent proves they can take it away. You don't move away from what works simply because the defense expects it. Nobody told Michael Jordan to stop shooting because defenders knew he would take the shot. Nobody asked Shaquille O'Neal to avoid the post because opponents expected him near the basket. Nobody suggested Stephen Curry stop firing threes because everyone in the arena knew exactly what was coming. Great players make defenses adjust to them. They don't adjust away from their own strengths. That idea lies at the heart of the criticism directed towards Stephanie White. Many observers believe the Fever have spent too much time searching for alternative options before opponents ever managed to stop what was already working.
Crucial crunch time than Caitlin Clark. This is unacceptable, folks. It is absolutely unacceptable. She's either your superstar Michael Jordan, or you think she's Eddie Curry. I mean, I don't know what Stephanie White's doing. I don't know what she's thinking. But you've got to let your superstar cook.